us say Mayegun don come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not day of in mind, oh yo yo.
Sorry for the late start. So we won't waste much time from the start now. And I want to ask, I want to implore you to share this broadcast. Invite those that should be here, right? Because Mayegun
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one.
So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun Diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Share this broadcast.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí.
Àmọ̀dá oníkòkò.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Àmọ̀dá olówó kòkó. Àmọ̀dá olówó kòkó. Yẹ ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ olówó kòkó. Olówó kòkó or àmọ̀dá oníkòkó.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí pa. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òru. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé o. So, ẹ káalẹ́, ẹ káàsán, ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí ní gbogbo bí tẹ́ bá ti wo Mayegun, which is good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever, from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun Live. But there is this caveat I kind of want to give just before we go fully into this. They are kind of important, just to let you probably not to work yourself up too much. For example, if you are Buharidin or Buhari Didiri, if you are a Buhari Dinotu or a Buhari Dijatu, if you are if you are a Buhari Shuku, Ngozi Hari, Nneka Hari, or maybe you are just ordinary obedient fool, a sophisticated moron, or an humbled slave. Possibly you may belong to the clan of the cyberbarians that we call the social media bandits and Facebook adsmen. It doesn't really matter. Probably you are just an ordinary Lagos Abobaku, Oshogbu Alimajiri. It doesn't matter. What really matters tonight is that you see, with this caveat, you don't have to work yourself up too much. Number one, you see, in this life, there are those who are gifted enough to tell you just what you want to hear. There are people who are gifted like that, very good, talented. There are people whose gift is to tell you what you need to hear. Now, it may not actually be what you want to hear. So I belong to the latter group, the group that will say what it is. You may want to hear it, you may not want to, but somehow, like this old music. I don't know how many of you will remember. I don't even know who sang it, right? It was like, whether you like whether you no like whether you like whether you no like the thing be say you go still listen to me. Do you understand that? You will still listen to me because I tend to be one of the kind of blog that tells you what others will never tell you about Nigeria. Something that they are not so proud to say. They say, let's keep it quiet. I mean, you don't need to say all of these things. You don't need to tell the world about what is, I mean, we should be patriot and all that stuff. Some people are not proud. But how do you end a situation that has ruined millions and their lives if you keep doing the same thing and you don't really want to talk about it? One of the problems that Nigeria have is miseducation, misinformation, and then, a deliberate destroyed education or source of information. It is deliberate. And that is why today, educated people, we hear the word referendum and they will spark up. Do you want to cause war? It's not their fault. That's how they are raised. Poorly educated Nigerians. But if to say, as I told you, I said, if Nigeria is working, I swear to God, well, it is to the benefit of all of us. One, because it will never be this difficult, right? For people to understand that doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result, now this baba akọ igbono symptom of a weary. And generation from generation to generation, from one generation to another generation, they are making the same mistake. Poor education. If Nigeria was working, I'll tell you an example of a working country. If Nigeria was working, in 1957, Nigeria, or all the components that they call regions, came together, got their independence just before the overall independence and declaration of the country as a free independence country and all of that. But what did they sign up for? They signed up for their separate independence before the collective independence, right? Now, a working country would have allowed people to what? To own their own power, which they have the right to share with the rest of Nigeria if it was a country, right? Which means everyone would have been on their own, ruled by their own laws, governed by their own system of government, each region, everywhere. And if they now say, hey, we are tired, Jare, we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. Eastern Nigeria want to be independent. You will not see some educated morons, educated cowards, humbled slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated, educated morons begin to speak grammar. According to this section, in the so which section are you quoting? Educated moron. Now you put the section there. Now you write the section. You voted for that section, you the quote. Because of miseducation. And that is why you are finding it chaos everywhere. Because what you have is like a bazaar. Everybody is waiting for their turn. Okay? And how do you get your own share? You still have to use the tribal, ethnic, and every other bit you can get to tell people, I am doing this for my people. Ironla, Ira. So I happen to be one of those who will tell you exactly how it is. How does this affect you? Who are those behind this? And I don't belong to the category of prayer warriors. I'm not saying prayer is not good, right? I just believe that when it comes to Nigeria, the prayers for better Nigeria and all the prayers about Nigeria are all fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? It is only in Nigeria. I don't know other African countries. It is only in Nigeria that people will start a meeting where they want to share loot or share or decide on how to, how to rob the people. They will start the program with prayer in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of Holy Spirit. We command you to come here and and be in our presence as we decide how to destroy our people. Then they will lie to themselves from the beginning. After that prayer, they will lie to themselves from the beginning to the end. They will now do it with closing prayer. I say, Reverend, please give us prayer, closing prayer. And immediately, everybody will close their eyes. And they will be shouting, they will be saying, Amen, in Jesus' name, in the name of Allah. They will do all of that. The level of that hypocrisy makes somebody like myself never to fall for your fraud. Let us pray. Only God will save us. Let me tell you something. Are you saying you know more than God? Don't you know that God knows? You are mad. If nobody has told you, I am saying it to you now. Now I am somebody who can say that to you without having to care about your feelings that will be hurt. How could you say that to me, Mayegun? I am somebody who will tell you how it is. Even if your fragile emotion is affected. That is why on every platform, Mayegun's Diary Political is for 18 plus only, supposed adults who can think for themselves because they are the truth. The only thing is that I could be very blunt sometimes, or maybe all the time, right? So it is also on this platform I have made you realize that you cannot find yourself in a hole, okay? And rather than you find a way to get out, but you continue to dig, Nigeria is not real. It is a fraudulent creation that does not benefit any one of you. It doesn't matter where you come from. There is no section, there is no part of Nigeria, there is no or any part of Nigeria that does not feel, that is not feeling the marginalization, the backwardness, the underdevelopment. I mean, name it. Yes, they may feel it more than the other, more than another, right? But there is no part. But you know something? I also realized on this platform that despite the fact that I can only just be a conscience, just your mind, something telling you that, well, I mean, I know this is so wrong, but I mean, it's, just look for an excuse in order for you never to be responsible for your own decisions. So what I've discovered is that no matter what I say here, I don't know how many of you who actually know this. So no matter what Mayegun says here, right? It does not in any way shape or change the mindset of the already humbled slaves. To them, I am actually an enemy. of progress. And we used to ask, we say, when we talk about these criminals that you worship and you call us enemies of progress, which of the progress is it the progression of your criminal leaders in impoverishing you that we are the enemies of, or the progress in your lives in Nigeria, in every part, the development that you are enjoying is what exposing these fraudsters is going to hinder? I don't know. But I figure out that what they call the Stockholm syndrome, where the oppressed will eventually, first they will hate their oppressors. Then as time goes by, right, they'll begin to love their oppressors. Because according to the Stockholm syndrome theory, yeah, the people being abused at first, they'll be blaming their abusers as evil, as mean, heartless, cold, this and that, all manner, and they will be ready to kill their oppressor. But when the oppression continues, when the abuse continues, right, then they will begin to blame themselves. Like, oh, maybe I am the one who offended him. Or maybe I was the one who actually annoyed him. Maybe I should try and do something that will not annoy him, so that he will not be abusing me the way he's abusing me. So they now get used to it. So every now and then, when they expected lashes, and the oppressor throw them bread, they just feel like, wow, you see what we are saying. He loves us. They love us. Look, they are giving us bread. Look now, they are not beating us. That means we have been doing something nice. That is called Stockholm syndrome. You get used to them. Then if anybody now comes in to say, this person is abusing you, oh, these things are wrong, they are terrible, the oppressed, the abused will begin to defend the abusers by, what do you mean? Fine, he beats us. It's only when we offend him that he beats us. And sometimes some of us die when he's beating us. But it is because like he's a very, very disciplined man. It's because, but how come you are starving? You are hungry. Well, we are not complaining. And in fact, we have enough to eat. We just don't want to eat much. It doesn't make any sense to be eating anyhow. But your leaders are eating anyhow. Look at them lavishing everything. What are they lavishing? Everything they are doing is for our own sake. Every day they go to bed late. They can't sleep because they are thinking of how to help us. That is what abused people say to defend their abusers. And in this context, you can put Nigerians there. It doesn't matter who they are, whether from the north or from the south, whether the Christian or Muslim, it doesn't matter. In Nigeria, you have chosen your oppressors differently, which I understood clearly. And that is one of the things, that's one of the what do you call it? The guidelines that helps in every of my broadcasts, because I know my audience. Do you get that? So, on Mayegun's Diary Politico, I know many of you are like that. And it is typical of Nigerians. They love their oppressors differently. And that is why we say Nigeria is a crime scene. There is no crime that is being committed in Nigeria that is not being committed elsewhere. But you see those crimes, right? If they have never been committed elsewhere, you probably will never know the English name of the crime, just to start with, Abi. But when you look at areas where these crimes happening in Nigeria have happened, and you look at the approach of these people that have experienced this kind of problems in the, even experiencing the problems right now, when you look at the approach of the people in government, in control of the country, their approach towards all those things, and when you look at Nigeria, when you look at the approach of Nigeria, those in charge of Nigeria, you can easily tell now that even if somebody says God could do am, ṣé wèrè ni ẹ ni? Tó bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wèrè, ṣó o tiẹ̀ lè ronú once in a while ni kí ló kan God àtẹlẹ́yìí. Anyway, that is why in Nigeria the sponsor of crime, criminals, kingpin, Baba Saleo, base, the all right, that order, they are those that are controlling the levelers of government in Nigeria. Now, that is very sad because you cannot plant cassava and then go back there with tractor and say you want to begin to harvest, what's it again? Agbado, abi beans, and all that. Sorry, I'll say that again. Like, you can't plant onion, right? And then mobilize other people to say, we want to go and harvest. And they see onions, and you expect them to harvest yam. You cannot give the control of your country to criminals, rewarding criminals, simply because you think God will fix them when you give them the key to your treasury, when you give them the key to your national vault and the foreign vault, when you give them the security access to your country, when you give them all this control, they can do whatever they want to do with it. At the end of the day, now all of us go suffer them. So back to, if to say Nigeria is working, Shongbo, all this oil that you are hearing now, the whole world will know that if you want to go to the Kuwait or Dubai of Africa, just go to the Niger Delta part of Nigeria. So developed, they've got so much oil money. Man, you need to go there, man. The livelihood there, man. Number one, 24 hours electricity. That's guaranteed. Paved road. Well structured there. Schools, well-paid staffs, groomed. That's things that run. They say, where did they get the money? Because them get their oil money now. They say, Dubai has built a 20-story building or 100-story, 100-story hotel, the highest hotel in the world. They say, you need to go to Oloibiri in Bayelsa, go and see what they take oil money do with this level of, you know what I mean? Things. And they say, what about the western part of Nigeria? You know, so that they're Lagos Day. You know Lagos, Abi. Hey, if you want to go for nightlife in the very coast, close to the coast, and then you are not really bothered about buzzing and all that, right? And they will begin to say, well, if you go to Western Nigeria or more, if you see what they are doing with resources they are making from agriculture, from bitumen, which is also the crude oil, from what they are making from a timber, they are this, like people are living so comfortable. The best wages. But Baba, if you want to make money, go to Niger Delta and there oil money day. Another thing, if you want to go into livestock, if you know where the beef that feed 200 million people, if you know where the 40% of that is coming from, it's coming from northern Nigeria. Like if you want to see the biggest and the largest meat processing plant, this processing plant, that processing plant, processing things that are being packaged to be sold in Nigeria and to be exported outside Nigeria. Now, if everybody is running their affair, doing their things, everybody is fine. Number one, you no go hate everyone the way you have hated everyone right now. Your criminal leaders made that possible, not me. Do you understand that? They made that possible. And because it benefits them. So if they say, the people of Biafra want to leave, people will just say, man, it's just going to make, we need to go and ask them, like, listen, even if you are leaving, all this technology that you have developed, that you have turned Eastern Nigeria to the Japan, China of Africa, like everything, nothing where they know they make there. with lovely, amazing infrastructures to back them up. You need to see their schools. You need to see their hospitals. Or more, if you are looking, all that kind of description. Develop according to your pace, which Nigeria denied all of us. If we have been living like that, number one, you will not hate Nigeria the way you hate Nigeria now. For some of you, where Nigeria don't happen to. To some of you, where Nigeria don't happen to many times, and you are trying to get used to it. Where last you must surrender last no be Nigeria. It go humble you. Ask those who are older than you, who are also like optimistic. This country must be saved. We must work and make our country blah blah blah. Now they are in their 70s. They don't tire. Some of them are like, if they tell me when I did 25, say Nigeria will be like this, say I will be queuing for my pension. I'll become a beggar. I'll be hungry at my old age. I will never believe it. I believe in this country. When we got independence, I was singing, hey, oh, ye, Nigeria, all that stuff. Look at them. They are in their 70s now. Nigeria is biting them. You are going to get to that age too. Continue defending them. It will humble you. That's what Nigeria is all about. It will. But the bottom line is that when you reward criminals, through the crimes they have committed against you again and again and again, you are the losers. It doesn't matter. You shame me, you are not doing me. Mayegun, you this Mayegun, God will shame you. Tinubu will be the next. Like for real, like Bokuwari became your president. Look at Nigeria. Look at Nigeria. Every day, you go wake up every morning. You don't get hypertension because you are defending criminals on social media. At your age, 23 years old, they are telling you that you have high blood pressure. Kini age here? On top, you're on top defending the criminals that don't give a damn about you, Abi? Kini age here? You wake up every morning. God will shame you. As you argue for president. Hopeless 2023. Bokuwari became your president. Today, those who haven't japa, they have turned to prayer warrior, Orioke. Some of you have turned to Elebologun at your age, young age. So whatever you choose, now everybody go collect them. But some of us, like say we get some kind of punch proof. Nigeria, they punch you now. If they touch us, ask everybody where they send money to Nigeria. Ask them, they are watching me right now. Confess, so all of you watching Mayegun right now, whether you are supporting them in Nigeria, whether you are not supporting them in Nigeria, they touch all of us. Now, how much you they send in 2015, you they send now? Tell yourself the truth. Is it the same amount of money you sent back to Nigeria in 2015? Is that the same? Is the same money you were sending to Nigeria in January 2022? Is that the same you are still sending to your family, friends, and the rest? Some of you self, you don't develop a PTSD for social media. You are sitting abroad. Then they shout, I want local. You are saying that enemy of Tinubu. Enemy of Tinubu. This Mayegun is enemy of Yoruba. Enemy of Yoruba. Auntie. Now, when you are so afraid to pick up your calls, you don't pick on no numbers anymore. Nobody say you are in debt too. Oh, Jack Beseo. Abroad, lower. You are living abroad. You get your job, you are paying your bills. So even if everybody is trying to like get our, put ourselves together in this whole economic crisis as well. But you know that the only thing that gives you sleepless night, you sleep, you are on your bed every night, you can't sleep. 3 a.m. you are up. What is that thing? Nigeria. Mark paro funra. Iwo ma sọ pé Mayegun. Somehow. As they are destroying your Lyra, as it is. Although everybody my boss or jat, my boss my rosity. They won't tell you. I won't tell you. But you will remember that guy. That guy. Whether you are Tinubu, whether you are Tifku, whether you are Obi, I told you, if Nigeria is working, there will be no hatred. There will be no bad blood. There will be no nothing. If the Yoruba says they are going, now the people where they Eastern Nigeria will be reading the news and say, hey, it's like the people of Western Nigeria, the government of Western Nigeria, they are conducting a referendum for the people of Western Nigeria that they want to leave Nigeria. Just the same way the people of the rest of the UK, they read about Scotland, government of Scotland, controlled by Scottish people, that they want to leave UK. Now in the news, break news in nothing where they go do. Do you understand? Nothing where England go do. Nothing where the Wales go do. Nothing the Northern Ireland will do. As part of the UK, now news then go they read. But you see the rogues who benefit from one Nigeria, they are the ones controlling your government from every part of Nigeria right now. And they believe in that one Nigeria, not because for your benefit, but for themselves. But if to say Nigeria is a real place, now the people of Yoruba go they campaign. You will see some of people, they will say, no, we believe in one Nigeria. They are Yoruba. So you see people like Tinubu and co. You will never call them progressives in Yoruba in a normal settings. If Nigeria was to be a country, are you with me? They will be existing politically like they are, like they are regional. You know what I mean? They will be existing in Yoruba land like that. But they won't be in majority. Or they will not be as crude, cold, and ignorant as they are, most of them who are watching me right now. They want to be Yoruba on the first hand. But they don't want to lose Nigeria. So therefore, they can use mouth to hold Yoruba. And they are using, you know what? They are using two hands to hold Nigeria. The Tinubu and co. Using two hands to hold Nigeria. They are now using teeth to hold Yoruba. Because if they open their mouth, Yoruba can drop. But they will still be holding Nigeria. Now, how do you do that? So if to say Nigeria is a real place, there will be a government in Yoruba land. That people like Tinubu, they will never smell anything like power. I mean, for real. But Nigeria gave them that leverage. The leverage that is given to other political criminals from every other part of Nigeria. Do you understand that now? So for that, the contest for Yoruba nation or Yoruba independence will be between those who wanted to hold Nigeria in Yoruba land and the Yoruba nationalists who want independence for Yoruba. So if they should be controlling the government in Yoruba land, they can declare independence anytime. If the people vote for it, that's it. If Nigeria fight them, it's war. Do you understand? But Nigeria is not real. No, Nigeria is not real. So there's no point in trying to think, oh, that sounds good. No, it only sounds good if Nigeria is a real place. Nigeria is a place where they reward criminals. Do you understand? No matter what you call Tinubu, are you with me? The humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons. You're just going to make them angry by telling them that Tinubu, the story of Tinubu's drug dealing past. Hang on. The story of Tinubu's drug dealing past is as old as some of you Indomie generation that are now using, hang on. Give me 1 sec, by the way. I want to check what is wrong with this. So some of you, the Indomie generation, so to say, the story of Tinubu, drug dealing, forged certificate, and then a different kind of inconsistencies, which is a story. The story of his life. They are as old as some of your uncles. Make I use that one. Right. Sorry about that. Something is not right because Okay. I'll fix that when I get to that point of break. Those are also your leaders, by the way. I'm talking about rogues, criminals, thieves. That is, how could you respect criminals like that? Like, because they are what? Because they are rewarded in Nigeria. So no matter what you say about Tinubu, in fact, to those who are already destined for doom, and the people, I mean, listen, some of you may not see the opportunities that they have taken away from you, okay? And going ahead to back them off, to push them on and defend them and all of that, you are not doing anybody. The only thing is that I just want to make sure, I just want to be sure that just like Bokwari, you won't turn around and then come back and become God will judge. God will not judge anybody because now fake God. Fake, all fake. That God they are telling you to use to pray for your criminal leaders or to pray for Nigeria is fake. All fake. Because it's fake at the same time. Because when these criminals, when people who have a drug background, who have been dealing with all manner of, it's in the public domain. It's out there. Do you get that now? You can give different excuses in order for you not to believe that you're actually like defending drug dealers, drug barons. These stories are never going to go away. Listen, even if Tinubu become your president, all throughout his life, even when he dies, they will still repeat that same story because it is his story. It's not going anywhere. So, but you can't then choose them and turn around and begin to ask God to help them. Because your fake Nigeria God, that fake, look at me very well. For 7 years now, I know some of you, Olori Buruku Celebis. Are you with me? You are not really hard to tell. No matter how much some of you try, to put up the best of your photos on social media, it is all written all over you. What in Nigeria they do you is written on so many of you. Even to some of you who are like, even the money they get small change, the suffering, the frustration, the agony of surviving a day and every day in Nigeria. You know it. So it's written all over your faces. Even when you come around and say, yeah, where's your father? Where's your this or that? But the point here is this: your fake God that some of you Olori Burukus are praying to, that has refused to speak to you, that has refused to help you. You have cried, you have screamed, you have fasted, you have prayed, but instead of things to get better, now from worse to worse, from frying pan to fire, because it's fake God. You cannot mock God. You Olori Burukus cannot be using your everyday to give life to the criminals who loot you, who destroy Nigeria and continue to destroy Nigeria, and are not even able to explain to you how they are going to get you back on track. You cannot continue to give them lifeline. And then you will now turn around and be asking God, hey God, about the mistake. Do you understand? That's why none of them is listening to you. Now God go punish you this Mayegu for 7 years. I know so many of you, Olori Burukus, and some of you who are the newcomers, who have joined them too. 7 years. If you are a newcomer, let me tell you this. Let me tell you. If you are a newcomer, you see, people before you, the Olori Buruku, Ajiya Jess, the suffering and smiling Elebis, the defenders of APC, Egbekegbe, for 7 years, they are praying for something to happen to this boy with this big mouth, so that they can use that as one of the achievements of Bokwari. Do you know that? They come here and say, you this Mayegun, you will see what God will do to you. You hate Nigeria. It's because you don't like as if to say, na me be the one where they crash your Naira. Na me be the one that is printing Naira and looting and stealing it. Not me. That is why they pray something happened to Mayegun. For 7 years, some of them have died. Not physically. Some have died physically. Some have died like spiritual. No, I don't know. Now spiritually, I've been a solely. Because instead of God to use Bokuwari as a thanksgiving for them to say, see, Mayegun, we told you. Look at us now. Naira is now 20 naira to $1. Hey, you, Mayegun, enemy of progress. You never wish Nigeria well. Look at us now. We now have 100,000 megawatt of electricity. Hi, enemy, Mayegun, shut up your mouth. Ojuti, God has shamed you. We now have a seaport in eastern Nigeria. We now have almost everywhere. You know what I mean? You have nothing to show. And when Mayegun talk, you say, make God deal with Mayegun. Instead of your God to deal with Mayegun, now your fake God, they deal with all of you. So, listen to me. Even if they show Tinubu, are you with me? With what they have done to Nigerians, even if they show Tinubu, way in the carry bag of cocaine, and it's all over his face, all over him. Are you with me? There are, even in video, show the video. There are people that will say, nah, his enemy at work. Tinubu, maybe he didn't know it's cocaine. Maybe they just told him. You will see somebody, educated person, somebody will go to school. They will sleep overnight and think as, they want to disgrace Asiwaju. How could Asiwaju carry that cocaine? How did they take the picture? You will see somebody that will then come out, educated person, agbalagba, and he will write jargons. And you will see thousands like him, humbled slaves. They say, hey, even myself, I was thinking, I was looking at that thing. They set Asiwaju up. We must make sure that we improve security around Asiwaju. We must make sure that every substance, everything. In fact, I never even believed that Asiwaju was that strong. Like when he lifted that bag, I was like, hey, Asiwaju is strong, go. He said, but Kamilu Shewere near me. I said, when Asiwaju be cocaine, or the cocaine bag, I know, but that you didn't know. You didn't know. From a reliable source, they said there is Asiwaju a Lubo challenge. And somebody brought the bag of Elubo. They didn't know that it was, they set him up. You will see educated people defend that. So don't waste your energy. Don't waste your breath. Any mashori buruku. Ento mashofo. Ento majeya. The people, those that will be unfortunate. When they, like what they did there since 2015. Whatever they do with Nigeria, now everybody go suffer them. But last, something will just enter caution like a bang, go. That's it. Because if you think you are doing me, you are not doing me. Look at me. In 2015. 2015. Look at this. You this Mayegun, you will see how God will destroy you. You will, because God doesn't destroy good people. Do you understand? For those who believe in God, I know, see, I don't get any religion. No. Sure, you get me now. I don't get any religion because all of them are hypocrisy. Majority of them are hypocrisy, nonsense. Trying to manipulate, and they don't think like that. Let God think for you. You the mad in it. Why you can't give me brain? He give me brain, I can't make a sublet that job to him to come out to go and think for me. No. Only let Holy Spirit lead you. Show mad in it. That's why somebody like me no get religion. You can't manipulate somebody like me with something like that anymore. 2015. That's when you lori brukuti prayer warrior labe Buhari. Prayer warrior. Jesus said, Holy Ghost, fire, enemy of Nigeria, die. We did one powerful 7 days Holy Ghost Congress last week. You will see what will happen in Nigeria. Oloshi, kilo ma happen in Nigeria. You don't go fast. Hunger, they hold you. You they hallucinate. You say you are seeing vision. I went into trance. They brought that vision. Olofo. Oje confess. Atawe to ti bawe nle ati to ti bang or anything. 2015. When you already Brukus turned to prayer warriors, the Nigeria go better. Enemy of Nigeria will die. £100. If I give you £100 in 2015, now 25,000 naira. Today, if I give you £100, show Martini. 80 something thousand naira ni. 80 something. 80 no. Wow. Kill answer. 100 bay. If I give you £100 now. That's 100,000 naira. Show mad in it. How many of your criminal leaders can even look at you and say, oh, you're 100 pounds, you know? Because you buy in just in here. Eh? And you are still sitting down there, hoping that this Mayegun, this Mayegun, God will shame you. Want to buy you just have no shame. So nobody should see American court. They have released all the details of Amoda Onikoko, and they have released everything. And like I said, I want oníwèé ìròyìn sọnù. Àwọn oníkọkúkọ, àwọn kí la máa pè wọ́n yìí náà. There's a name, Princess. What name do you call these people? Wey be oníràkàtíà, oníkọkúkọ sọnù, defender ayé. They are already everywhere. No. In 2003, they sent. Listen, all of that will not change the fact that Amoda Onikoko was once what did they call him? He was once the accountant for the drug kingpins that eventually ran into FBI dragnets. How? Now Amoda Onikoko made deal. If nobody say Amoda made deal, right? You see this guy, he don't hold now like Amoda. You know his name, He was mentioned in that court case. I told you, Nigeria is a place where they reward criminals. Look at this one. Oh. His name is Muiz Adegboyega Akonde. If you have been reading Tinubu's case, that drug case in America, look at this man. He is from Ibadan. Are you with me? He's an honor. He wants to be an honorable sometimes ago. Because now drug dealers, kidnappers, manipulators, money launderers, they are the rogues who are dressed so fine. They dress in good, and they speak good English. They speak grammar. And they say, respect him. You need to respect somebody. Drug dealers. Now this guy be Tinubu's. Now this guy Tinubu be accountant too in America, in Chicago. Sure you get. Now this guy. So you see, it was this guy that they traced, that they arrested. That they traced as moving narcotics into Chicago. So how then they move the money? Now so they find Tinubu and his wife Oluremi, who opened different bank accounts to take proceeds from this guy. Now when this guy go receive cocaine and drugs, from their supplier from South America to Nigeria, then to whatever, to America. Now when they sell all the drugs and the money from the drugs comes in, this guy want the money to Tinubu. Sure you get. Tinubu was the accountant. Look at his face. There's nothing to hide. His name is in that report. Sure you get. So you see this guy, he will now hand over the money to Tinubu. Now Tinubu will come launder the money. What does Tinubu do with the money? Tinubu is, they said he's an accountant with, Texaco, abi na Mobile, abi Dangote Oil, whatever they put in the CV anyway. So, and he said he's collecting $1,400 every month as his salary. Tinubu working somewhere collecting $1,400. But how could you, where they collect $1,400 every month as your salary, get like a $1.4 million in your bank? And we see the level the money was deposited and all that, and how much some of them you have transferred away. And so they're going to freeze Tinubu's account everywhere. Now waiting bring Tinubu into it to laundering money for drug dealers. Sure you get. And in making the deal, he had to give this guy up. He had to give a lot of people up. A lot of people were given up for that deal. Now, they have about 60 pages of that investigation. So I don't want to bore you with all of that because it's needless. It is Nigeria. Sure you get. It is Nigeria, okay? No matter what you say, Nigerians love their criminals, okay? So they will attack you instead of them to say, not true. People where they do this guy, but they've made their money. They want to come and help the poor because they deliberately made you poor. Your thinking is poor. Your mindset is poor. Everything about you is poor. Some of you don't even understand that. You see that being poor, that they deliberately made you, is a crime. They committed a crime against your humanity. You are a human being, but see what they don't turn you to now. Some of you, they've turned you to psycho animals. People with no empathy, just for survival. Anything where you see you want chop, you want devour. They say, petrol tanker. They say, hey, petrol tanker, don't follow for bridge, yo. You will see people. What's happen now? You are running to a place where there's a petrol tanker fall. You they carry jerry can they run. You won't go die. My brother, stay there. If I get 25 liters, 225 liters, now 10,000 naira. Because of 10,000 naira, you won't go die. Because they have made you rabid animals whose instinct is just about to survive. Therefore, everything that comes to you that is not planned, that you don't want to hear, is an attack. So you can abuse me. I'm supposed to be psychologist. Because the job where they do, therapist, therapist, stroke, psychologist. I'm working through your brain because I want to get through to your heart and to your conscience and open up that your subconscious mind. Keep something there. Anything where you see, if he heal you, come and give testimony here. I am not your enemy. You will do what you will do because you are programmed to do what you are programmed to think what you're thinking. But somehow, one, two people they get out of the old thing. Sometimes say, "Na juju my ego, na juju." They don't put juju for the meat. They don't put juju for the water where everybody. Baba no be juju. Poverty be like juju. I swear to God. If you are poor, everyone is going to be suspicious. You are going to be suspicious of everyone around you. Maybe they want to steal your glory. Maybe this person is working against my destiny. I need to pray very hard because they say evil people, you people who live on this street, they know they make them. We, you know those things, they are there. Na poverty, my brother, na poverty. Ask that your friend that traveled 2 weeks ago. The one we don't jackpa. You still they talk to him? Just ask. I say, hey Alex, how far now? How Germany? You know, so you don't learn 2 weeks without to. Share you they pray, sha. You they do that 5:30. You know that early morning prayer. You know it's very important. Like we do them together when you do here. And tell her, are you praying? You need to pray because you know this foreign land. There are so many evil spirits. There are people who want your. There are people here, village people, where we say that one may you come back with a poly bag. You need to pray out and tell me what is the tone of your friend when you say that to him or her. Then do this like every month when you talk. Ask them. They will tell you they are praying, but they won't say it with anger like the way you are saying it. For me, Jackie sucking for me, I lost. We went to one vigil last night, right? And it was just Femi that said we should come. You know me, I don't believe in all these things. You know, I don't believe in all the. And we were just there, and that vision just came. Yes, that somebody just traveled abroad. That this person is, and you know me, I don't believe. But they say we should pray. The anger, the rage, and all of that, when you feel like they want to take, because you always have to suspect everybody. It got so bad. Poverty got so bad in Nigeria that people started suspecting their own mothers. My ego leave that one. I have seen mothers who are like, who have done everything to make sure that their children never make them. I say, I used to believe that too. I swear, I used to believe that. You see, leave this thing. Now we they stay here. It they happen. We know. Say, I believe you. I'm not arguing with you. Because you're not going to even agree with me. You agree with me that you are poor, but you're not going to agree with me the symptoms and the effect of poverty with your line of thought and what you do and what you choose to think and what you choose to see. And that is exactly where Nigeria wants you to be. That's where they want you to be. Because it not go so me. No light, no water. No security, no. Even picking will be 7 years, don't they talk? I say no light, no water, no security. Something where you they talk when you'd be 7 years old. See, you be 45 years now. 10 years old picking, don't they talk? No light, no water, no electricity. How do you think you can think straight? How then won't you suspect people? The funniest thing is that when I said everybody's suspecting everybody, you watching me right now, maybe 1 or twice in your life, or maybe you still believe them. There are people they have told you to be very careful of, are very dangerous. So you need to make sure you are very that their grandma how do you know that she flies? Don't ask me stupid questions, Jare. Pastor saw him. You see that mommy Yinka, that one that is at the end of the road there. She too she be confirmed. Confirm waiting. Or they they ask too much question. They saw her. She was flying like that. See her firstborn. She's a graduate. She has never found she's not found a husband. She's not have a job. Look at their second born. She's 35. She doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have a child. She's rich. They said that what they did was that they changed their kadara. All this nonsense. Now poverty. Now poverty. Go to bed this evening and tell your soul and say, all this poverty thoughts, bringing this heavy thought into my heart. Because you see, the real enemy you have are the criminals who said you should go and pray when they should actually work for you. So if you choose them, you know one thing, easy. Life done easy. And maybe we just they thank God like you. Just thank God, Jare. There are over 170 countries that some of us can go to for different reasons. Do you understand that? 179 countries for different reasons, minus Nigeria. Which means the only effect that some of what you are going to do will make on some of us is that kàkàkọ́mọ bá fi ṣẹ́wọ̀lú, kàkàkọ́mọ bá fi ogójú wọ̀lú, ó máa fi ṣe kí ni ó máa fọjọ́ kọjọ́ ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn òdì ní kọ́lọ̀ fún alẹ́ mi tó gùn. Ṣọlọ́run wálé, ṣọlọ́run tó dá ẹ lóhùn gbà tẹ̀ fúnra yín lọ ń gbé poison jẹ yẹn. Ló fẹ́ pé ńgbà tí oró poison bá hold ẹ̀ tán, Ọlọ́run wá gbà wá. Gbá ta ni tó bá kó bọ́ náà show lucky. Kò yẹ, so ṣé mi o. That's like I said, there's nothing to show. There's nothing to see. There's nothing new. Are you with me? Tinubu is a former drug kingpin, money launderer for drug pushers who are also politicians in Nigeria today. How do you think he got the money? It was given to the Nadeco then. Some of the Nadeco people, some of them are old now. They are in a ferry. They collected money from Tinubu, drug money. Abacha chased many of them out of Nigeria. Those ones they couldn't chase out of Nigeria, they locked them up in jail. Those ones where we say they lock off a few times, they release them. Now Tinubu drug money, they take care of them. It's called money laundering, cleaning the money. Here you get. America has the details. It's there. He sold his friends to get his plea bargaining. He forfeited part of the money when he was like, well, I could let go this or that, this property or that property. You know what I mean? It's called plea bargaining. You don't make plea bargaining if you are not guilty. Let me tell you something. Sometimes people will say, I made plea bargaining to save the government the expenses of a court trial. Now it's the legal excuse to say, I know I am guilty. I just don't want to waste your money because I could prove myself right that I'm not guilty. I could prove it that I'm not guilty, even though I know I'm guilty. So anyway, what do? Okay, yeah, we just have to do this or that. This is your road, this is your road. You've helped us. We've nabbed this, we've nabbed that. We've managed to cut down some of these syndicates and all of that. Thank you. Then you just have to forfeit this and that. And okay, fine. Yeah, sure. I want that. I want this. Yeah, sure. Let's cut a deal. That's what America do. That's why I said there's no crime you do in Nigeria that there's no replica of that in any part of the world. And America, are always involved in many of these kind of things, right? Because in their way, it is their interest that really matter. So if tomorrow Tinubu is your president, you just have to deal with whatever they deal you, whatever they dealt you. I'm talking about having compromise on the leader of your country in something that will say, we don't want to embarrass you. Okay. So just have to let that go. And having history with them, it will easily give in something that the criminals in Nigeria have always been trading for your freedom, trading for your good life, trading for your security, trading for everything that could make you live like human beings, that could make all of us stop hating ourselves. they trade them away with those who could keep them in power. Eh? The imperialists, they say, oh, the imperialists, no, they believe all those English nonsense, so because the real imperialists are the criminals who speak your language, talk like you, and sometimes they pretend that they are you. Make I take you up where it they happen, talking about politics out there. So again, like I said, there's nothing you will say to these guys that's going to make them probably know the consequences of what they're about to get themselves into. It's just that they will drag all of us into it, but I don't see that happen. That is a talk for another day. But let's go see Atiku. Atiku was in Borno today, ladies and gentlemen. And on the road, it was initially very peaceful. Okay. It was peaceful until that pause. See that small pause before they started, before it switched to something like a clearer place where there are no more people. I'll show you what happened there. Like magical, something we've seen are peaceful. Like magical. Yeah. APC and Kwakwanso supporter. You saw their flag and you saw the brooms, right? That's Maiduguri, the state capital of Borno. The place with 27 or so local government areas, but only four local government is being controlled by Nigeria. The governor of that state controls just 4 local government areas. The rest of the 23 local government areas in that place is controlled by different terrorists. There's no local government chairman. Everybody meets in Maiduguri. And if you are wondering how they get all of these young people that they mobilize for this, Nigeria have 22 million out of school children. Do you want me to shock you? Sure, you want me to shock you? Now today, I confirmed that out of the 22 million out of school children in Nigeria, up to 1.8 million of them are in Lagos State alone. Yasin, who shocked me. No wonder. Now pretense, all of una they pretend. My kakolon taja ni hold up. You know that boy is he first go to hold up to sell food, to sell something before going to school. Oh, when he comes back from school to go and sell, children are sell 1.8, but say between 1.8 million and 2 million school children are currently out of school in Lagos State alone. Lagos in Nigeria. In Ogun State, they say over 1.2 million omolewe school children. 1.2 no day school. They're supposed to day school, but they no day school in Ogun State. Yoruba Lando. When I was seeing all these figures today, I was like, this is not a cook-up figure, or you probably haven't seen it. Or maybe you've seen it, you've hidden it up. Like, it's not true. How did they count them? Now them go, they stone you. Now them go, they take a stick, beat you to death in your sleep because they want to take your phone. Phone, 50,000 naira. They will beat you to death. Because they want to collect an iPad of 500,000 naira. They will shoot you in the head and collect it. Because Nigeria is breeding such. In one single location alone. Now the picture of Alimajiri be this, in case if you don't know what this means, in the truest context. Context rather. They are in Nigeria. What are they going to eat? Cassava, agbado, enwin is grown here.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot, is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Together. Just a moment.